Heidi Dettinger spent 1 year at the Birkenhof home in Hanover. It was an institution for girls deemed to have behavioral problems.
It's not easy being here.
Heidi Dettinger's mother sent her to the home at the age of 15 because she had difficulties at school. Hans Bauer is working on behalf of the Lutheran Church to record the experiences of the children. As she talks to him, painful memories return. She was told that Birkenhof was a boarding school, but in fact, it was more like a prison, with guards and guard dogs. The slightest misconduct was punished with draconian measures. Those who wet their bed were humiliated in front of everyone.
During breakfast, they had to walk through the room with their wet sheets, and all the girls had to smell them. Then, of course, they were mocked and jeered. It was terrible for the girls.
It remains unclear just how many children were placed in such institutions during the 1950s and 60s. Estimates range from 700,000 to 1 million. And Hans Bauer knows that what Heidi Dettinger experienced was not unusual. The children and teenagers were often bullied so long that they couldn't take it anymore and tried to escape.
I didn't just try, I made it.
One time you made it?
Yes, over the fence.
But some of the girls got caught on the fence.
Yes, and were badly injured.
With really horrible injuries.
I still have scars on my hands and feet.
But it's the emotional wounds that are worse than the physical ones, even to this day. Eckhard Kowalka has found a way of processing his trauma through art. He was never badly abused himself, but he witnessed beatings and rape repeatedly, while the deacons in charge looked on.
Many of them molested the youths too. Sexual abuse was a daily occurrence.
Eckhart has made it his life's mission to denounce the wrongs he experienced. He's a vocal critic of the church.
I'm sorry, I have to stop. I talk about it so easily, but then it all comes back. It's terrible.
The deacons that were in charge at Eckhart's home also encouraged the children to use violence against one another. His art deals with these abuses in a way that many find unsettling. He wants the church to take responsibility for what happened and care for its victims.
Good. Fest. Aufrichten.
Those who were in a home did not receive much schooling and no vocational training. As a result, most now live in relative poverty.
This cross stands for nearly 1 million children who were incarcerated in so-called homes in Germany in the 1960s, in children's prisons, where human rights were violated en masse.
The Lutheran Church in Hanover is so far the only one that has started to investigate the atrocities committed in its institutions and to apologize to the victims.
We offer them therapeutic services in an attempt to rehabilitate them. It's very important that these people who have been severely damaged in their self-confidence and self-esteem, that they now receive from us, albeit far too late, support, acceptance and respect for their dignity.
But the church is unwilling to discuss compensation claims, saying it's a matter for the state to decide. Heidi Dettinger says she doesn't want to wait any longer. She wants to be paid for all the labor she was forced to do, working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, in the laundry and the kitchens.
It was tough physical work. It was disgusting. It was strenuous. It stank. I always remember my chapped, sore hands the whole time.
For decades, she kept quiet about her experiences, like most of those who spent time in the homes. The memories were too painful, their self-esteem too low. Some of the files from Birkenhof have been kept. The home's current director wants clarity. and is supporting the investigations. A relief for Heidi Dettinger.
It's very important for me to see myself as one of many. I'm not the only one who was considered scum. And it can't be that we were all scum.
Talking about the home has brought back the nightmares, but for the first time in her life, Heidi Dettinger feels she's now starting to gain control over the demons of her past.
In the unearthly